sports. Yes. What are they? Just kidding. They mean a lot of things to a lot of us, but at the end of the day, it's about winning. That's why we have sports, to see who wins. And winning is not easy, right, Chris?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's an NFL football game, and they are really hard to win. So, you know, to sum it up for me, I mean, a win is a win, and that can be cliche, but they really are hard to come by. So
that's why college teams schedule cupcakes and #1 seeds get bye weeks, because sometimes you just want to take the easy win. Unless apparently you're a sports organization, because they keep passing up the easiest wins. Take the NBA Players Association, the NBPA. On Tuesday, they tweeted this: NBPA exclusive, D. Rose revealed. The new Knicks star opens up on change, life off court, empowering children, and more. You know what D. Rose didn't reveal, though? The fact that he's currently in the midst of a pre-trial hearing for rape. Over 3,400 words in that profile, none of which are rape, allegations, trial, assault, court. Court was actually mentioned a lot, but it was in reference to the type Rose might not make it to this year. Obviously, this case, like any case involving a high-profile athlete, is going to be hard and difficult no matter what the verdict ends up being. But NBPA, easy win here. Just don't tweet this now. This would be like the Buffalo Bills tweeting out an exclusive interview with Greg Roman and not mentioning that they fired him.
That's not appropriate.
I know it's not appropriate, Rex, but that's why you wouldn't do it. If you're not going to mention the trial because you don't want to get into the rape stuff, that's fine. Then just file the story away for later, because timing matters. Just write about, like, Kristaps Porzingis or something. Easy win, as long as you have a reliable spell check. But speaking of timing...
50 years ago, the legendary Joe Paterno coached his first game for the Penn State Nittany Lions, and the program honored the late football coach during today's game at Beaver Stadium with a brief video in the second quarter. Paterno died in 2012 after being fired by the Penn State Board of Trustees following the child sex abuse scandal that rocked the university. Penn State chose to honor an arbitrary event less than 5 years after they chose to fire Joe Paterno and remove his statue, because he chose to turn a blind eye to the disgusting acts of his former defensive coordinator, convicted child molester Jerry Sandusky. And even if you don't feel that way and you're just proud of his impressive football record, which I'm sure you'll let me know in my Twitter mentions, why do you have to honor him right now? You made that up. Maybe revisit this idea on like the 75th or the 100th anniversary of his first game, when it's not so fresh. They say time heals all wounds, but not if every 5 years you keep poking him with a stick. Easy win here, Penn State. Just do nothing. Just keep quiet and take the win. Two things Paterno was really good at. But the easiest win of all belongs to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, who announced their nominees for induction last week. And
emotions are really running high over Darren Sharper's nomination for the Football Hall of Fame and whether he should even be considered, since he is serving time in prison right now as a convicted rapist.
Not weird, that's even a question. Whether he should be considered, because he's in jail for raping. It's so weird that emotions would be high over nominating serial rapist Darren Sharper for one of the greatest honors in sports. I mean, so far he's been given an 18-year federal prison sentence and 20-year sentence in Louisiana, so why not give him one more thing? Oh, because according to reports, he drugged and raped as many as 16 women in 4 different states. I don't even have to say allegedly. That's how you know it's bad. This dude, rapist. Yeah. Rapist right here, for sure. So guys, easy win here. Get Sharper off that list and out of my face. Yeah. I don't care about the bylaw that says you're not supposed to take off-the-field issues into account when voting. A, because you amended a bylaw 2 years ago to help make sure owners and other non-player contributors are being recognized by voters too. And B, because the definition of off-the-field doesn't even make sense. What happened with T.O., guys?
The bottom line on T.O. is he was so disruptive. Now, with LT, you don't count the off-the-field stuff. That's a mandate from the Hall of Fame. It's only what you've done on the field. The argument that was made in the room, and I agreed with this, is what T.O. did in the locker room is part of evaluating.
That counts?
Because he
Why don't you just evaluate what's inside the white lines?
Because I think that the locker room is an extension of that. He's a Hall of Fame player that 5 teams couldn't wait to get rid of. So what does that tell you about how disruptive he was?
Yeah, it tells you a lot, Gary. Not as much as going to jail for rape, though, I feel like. Ignoring off-the-field stuff might be fine if the Hall of Fame was just a great museum for football.
Unfortunately, according to the Hall of Fame's own media guide, it's not just a great museum for football. It's a message of excellence everywhere. Everywhere that is a football field. Football fields everywhere. And locker rooms. Football fields and locker rooms and owners' boxes everywhere is what we meant. We just it didn't have the same ring to it, so we wrote it that way. This is not excellence anywhere. I don't know what it is about our relationship with sports that makes us think if you can return a bunch of interceptions for touchdowns, you have this right to honor, but it's not real life. No wonder people think sports is above the law. We're debating if he should be able to be in the Hall of Fame when legally he's not even allowed to be in the hall of his house right now. Take the easy win. There's still time. Get this dickhead off the list. Put out a press release about how brave you are for not nominating a rapist. Go you. You did the right thing. Wins are rarely ever easy, guys. When they are, just take them.